Jada. I want to actually acknowledge some of the other speakers, and especially Annie. We don't want to see any more mothers up here publicly lamenting the murder of their children. And I thank you for your strength in sharing that with us. Auntie Pat said a couple of things. She called the NT, what's happening in the NT, shit. There's been reports that they make them boys eat their shit. The recommendations from the Black Deaths in Custody, maybe there was 90 plus recommendations. 390. And only a handful were implemented. If this Royal Commission goes ahead, we need to find a way to ensure that every recommendation is implemented for the safety of our children. I've been very fortunate lately with my poetry that I've been given the opportunity to go overseas. And I'm going to read a poem soon that's been published in Chicago. The publisher of this anthology was just over at the Sydney Writers' Festival, and he said that this poem is getting a bit of recognition because in America they didn't know that we had the equivalent of Black Lives Matter. We're talking about Larrakia country, we're talking about Ghana country, we're talking about Mulunjali country, all the places that have juvenile detention centres sharing the same problem. But this is a world problem. We need to use social media to connect with Black Lives Matter. We don't want it to get that bad that more of our youth are being cut down in the cells or simply walking down the street and getting shot by cops, like's happening over in America, every day in America. Black Deaths in Custody. Despite the cost, a new jail has been built. It seems the incarceration rates are trebling. I only came here in the role of a deaths in custody inspector. All the cells are stark and spotless. Blank screens watch from the corner. The officers have the highest technology. The faces of the staff still look the same. When I walk down this wing and peer into this filthy room, the door closes behind me. The feeling in my heart is changing from a proud strength of duty to fear. All the stories I have ever heard stand silent in the space beside me. A coil of rope is being pushed under the door of this cell. We need to use the arts too as a way of protest. We can grab pieces of cardboard and paint placards. We know the strength and the talent of Aboriginal people. Find a piece of cardboard, paint the painting that's sitting in our hearts. Give another voice to our anger and our pain. Art travels. Art unites us with the world. They're using international law against us. We need to use the strength of an international connection to beat this government. Because if we don't, we will be pleading for sanctions, international sanctions, against this terrible government that's ruling us at the moment.